Alright, so today we're going to be reviewing this 850 watt platinum power supply from Segotep. We're going to be putting it in the Xeon build here with the 18 core, currently running a GTX 660. And the reason I'm going to be putting the 850 into this build is because we're going to be putting this 980 Ti in the Xeon build. So we'll see how that goes. All right, go ahead and open this guy up. There's a little manual in there. Comes with some nice foam inside. Here is the unit packaged inside of this nice bag here. It says Segotep on it. And here are all of the modular connectors. So quite a few of them looks like in there. We'll go ahead and take a look and see what we got. Alright, so here's everything that the power supply comes with. It comes with 2 Molex connectors as well as a little adapter. It comes with 4 PCI Express connectors for your graphics cards or whatever else you're going to use them for. 2 SATA connectors, a 24 pin for the motherboard of course, a power cable, as well as 2 CPU or EPS connectors, some zip ties, and of course the unit itself is pretty heavy. It's got some nice quality feel to it, and it's got all of your connectors there to plug in the appropriate cables. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and shut this guy down. So I've got a lot of storage in this PC. We're going to be repurposing some of it. So that's a little 120 gig SSD with Linux on it for our OS. This is a 5 terabyte Toshiba that we'll be repurposing. Here's another 5 terabyte Toshiba that we'll be repurposing. Here's a 8 terabyte Western Digital. Another. And then I'm going to be leaving this 14 terabyte Toshiba in here. This will be the mass storage drive for video editing. These ones are going to be repurposed for like a NAS. I'll probably end up giving these ones to my dad to make some backups for him as well. And we're going to go ahead and get started on undoing some of these cables and putting in the new power supply. That guy right over there. So the main reason I wanted to upgrade this power supply is because of that. Now to be fair, mine's been running for probably about a year, pretty much 24/7, and I haven't had any issues with it. But you know what? It's never a better time to get rid of something that could potentially explode in your house. So that thing's gotta go. Now one thing to note on these Segotep power supplies is the connector that has the smaller little clasp thing up here is what goes into the power supply, and the one that has the larger clasp is the one that's going to go to the motherboard or whatever peripheral you're plugging it into. It's not real super clear, so Segotep, if you are watching this, maybe mark on there like 2 PSU, and then you can leave this one blank or something like that, just to make it more obvious for those that are installing these for the first time. Some cases have a cutout to show the power supply. This label is upside down. So Segotep, again, if you're listening, this label should probably be flipped around, and then I would maybe clean it up and make it look a little cooler. That way you can show off the, the fact that you have a platinum power supply, which is kind of cool. But yeah, that's gonna look pretty bad on a system where the power supply is being shown, and you'll definitely want to put a vinyl wrap sticker or just take the sticker off entirely and make it just blank. Alright, and there we are with the 980 Ti in installed and the new 850 watt Segotep power supply. The connectors are not the right way, so you have to route it from the top down, and so that's going to make cable management just a little bit more difficult. It's not really a huge deal, but most cases are going to have bottom mounted power supplies or basement power supplies, so Segotep, it would be nice if there was a secondary cable that was the opposite way included. Alright, so there's cables all tidied back up. This case in particular is pretty easy, and having the sleeved cable extensions makes it nice, but everything plugged right in. Quality of the cables seemed good. No issues with you know, them being weird shaped or not being able to easily plug into anything, aside from the fact that these SATA things could be flipped around. That way, you know, this run here could have been going down along the bottom and then straight up, instead of having to go at an angle and then down. So just would have made things a little bit easier, but other than that, so far so good. Let's go see if it'll boot up. And yes, as you can see here, everything is working perfectly. The system boots right up, and I'll be a lot happier knowing that I've got a more energy efficient power supply running and no longer that potential fire hazard Gigabyte. Final note on this Segotep 850 watt platinum power supply is that it does only come with a 5-year warranty versus other companies do come with a 10-year warranty on their higher end stuff, such as like EVGA or Seasonic, but of course you will be paying quite a bit more for those brands. Pricing will depend on, you know, where you're purchasing it from and, you know, what the current state of electronics is with the world in its current state. We know that things are kind of crazy with PC components, so hopefully you can get it for a good price. But yeah, thanks again to my friend Darwin for hooking me up with this power supply. Other than the few little nitpicks I had about the sticker and the SATA cables, it seems like a really solid quality, well-built unit. And yeah, it's going to serve me good for years to come sitting in this rig here. So if you're ever heading north of Santa Rosa in California, drop by Smart Tech and say hi to Darwin and see what else they've got. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Have a great day and take care.